For GateWorld.net, this is Chad Colvin, and I am here this afternoon with David Palffy, who played Anubis and Sokar on Stargate SG-1. David, thank you for taking time with us
My
today.
pleasure, my pleasure. Hopefully you'll be able to say that after we finish this interview.
We'll have to see.
As I just said, I have a foul mouth, and I'm like, say some things you might regret.
We can edit for what we need to.
No, that's not in my contract.
The last time that we talked to you, back in 2004, the Anubis storyline on SG-1 was just beginning to tie up. Were you happy with the way the storyline itself came to a close?
Well, I suppose in my own, because I would answer that from a self-centered, selfish point of view as the actor and the character behind the mask. I would say no, but then again, as always, you're not in charge of the storyline. You're not in charge of the storyline when it begins. You're not in charge of the storyline and how it ends. Yeah, I suppose I would have ended it differently, but
How so?
Well, first of all, probably I thought it would be kind of interesting to humanize him a little bit. I would have looked forward to that opportunity. To have had him, shape shift, those kind of things, and then find a human form that he lives in, and then to carry on certain storylines as of that. That would have been really fun and interesting to do, and I think would have added a great deal of depth to Anubis. That's just my opinion, because the thing is, when you're playing a character that's literally, as I say, wearing a black sock, and that kind of thing is symbolic, basically evil. It's difficult to humanize him without having the characteristics physically of a human being, because he's just an embodiment of something. He's an embodiment of evil, right? And the idea of if you can physicalize him in some way, then I think makes him that much more interesting, much more frightening, because instead of having just the void. Then again, of course, that's my long-winded assessment of the situation. Yes.
Long-winded is fine.
Yes.
You had the opportunity to play two very evil gold in both Sokar and Anubis. Do you find as an actor that villain roles are easier or more fun to play as opposed to others?
I think they're fun. It depends. They're more fun to play because I think that sometimes you are allowed to get away with more in the sense that. But I suppose one would have to be specific, because when you're playing a villain in a sci-fi, type of program, the confines or the limitations that are put upon you are a little different than, for example, crime drama, that kind of thing. I find with sci-fi it's fun because usually you associate the villain with, a heightened sense of being, and it's funner because you've got an elaborate costume, you've got usually elaborate, makeup, and usually the lines that you get, or you're able to get away with saying, you could never do that down the street. You could never do that in a primetime TV like CSI or something like that, because it's just it's just so off the wall sometimes, and the things that you get to do.